Hello YouTube, this is just a very quick video on this Shark cordless vacuum cleaner. So the guy who gave it to me said, I promised I'd have a look at it. He said he was vacuuming out his car and he sucked up some water, so it went right through the system and into the internals back here. So if you've searched for this video, you've probably come across the same problem I have, in that this thing is next to impossible to take apart. So just very quickly, I'll run through how I managed to get access to the motor and the rear internals at this end of the machine. So okay, to start off with anyway, this is this focus for me. It's the, I'll take it out of the clipboard. It's the Shark Cordless Detect Pro Vacuum. These are the two series, and this exact model is the IW3611 UKT. And as far as I know, he bought it for around €400 about a year ago. So it was, the owner damaged it, so it can't be really returned under warranty. So okay, just to start off with the first couple of steps, what I did, okay, let's get the basics right first. Let's snap the battery out, so there's no power. Shark Ninja written on the battery. Okay. So he was complaining that he got water into the system for a while after. The lights on the back, which is here, this little panel might look familiar to you. He was getting certain lights but no motor, and he couldn't turn it on. So he did the right thing in that he dismantled this top cover, clips off, and underneath it is the main filter, which clips out here. So he did that, dried it all out, dried out this section as well, that's normally sitting in here, and it didn't fix it, so he still had a problem with it. So okay, so if you've done this so far, you've clipped off the top cover, not that, taken out the filter, and the other thing you can do, if I just get the camera, is you probably noticed it from general cleaning. This section pops out, something like that. Yeah, so that's, sorry, I should say that is the main filter, not the other thing I was pointing at. So you can set all these aside, and now the next thing you'll find is, you'll see, this is the motor here, you'll see the motor, let me just readjust. Yeah, that's a bit better. So you'll see this motor sitting under this black housing, and the trouble is you can't, well, it's very difficult to get this guy out. So what I found is, number one, some of the tools I was using, you might have one of these kind of tamper proof kits. So I was using a number, that's the one sticking up, the T10. Will this focus? It won't, but you can take my word for it. It's the T10 size. Now, they come in this kind of form factor as well, these tools. So yeah, here you can see this particular type has got a center hole drilled, not drilled, but it's tamper proof in that there's a little dimple on each screw head. Focus. Yeah, it's not picking it up, but you'll see it yourself if you're trying to get your own model open. So a regular Torx bit won't do it. You need one of these tamper-proof bits. So I took out all screws I could find. So there's obviously 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another 2. Just move the whole thing. Another 2 here. I don't think they need to come out, but I took them out anyway, just in case, you know, just in case it was holding something in. There's two sneaky ones here, hidden. Just zoom in. Here and here. So you'll just have to get a bit of a penknife and cut a little bit of the label. So that's probably the warranty voided, but so yeah, just only do this if it's outside of warranty. Where else did I have screws? There was two very difficult to get at ones. Here, hold on, if I can readjust my camera. Here and here, and the thing is, this guy, of course, won't fit in. It's just too tight in there. So what I did is I got this standalone bit, put it in, sat it on the screw, and then I think I used 7mm. That's 7mm, and I kind of worked the two guys out with a spanner. So here and here. So I think that's all of the screws. But you'll find when all 10 are out, the thing is still really well put together. It's the plastic is not flexible. There's no real give in it, and well, there is a bit of flex, but you know, flex it too much, and next thing you've snapped off something, which I found out the hard way. This little tab came away, but you know, just try and be as careful as you can. These things are they must be bomb proof, because I found it very difficult to get into it. So my tip of the day when working with this model of Shark, what is it? Detect Pro vacuum, is to use, let me just get them ready, kind of little pry tools like these. So try and stay away from the plastic ones. They're not fantastic, but I use these metal ones, kind of the ones you might use to pry open, you know, things like tablets and mobile phones. So what I did is I started at this end and finally got it open, but only so far, and I worked my way along, and I think it was around here I snapped off that little tab I was showing you. And then once you get to here, you'll find that, get that out of the way, you'll find that it still doesn't completely come apart, but I got it apart enough to get this guy out from under. This guy normally sits in under here, so I pried it up enough just to get this guy out. As far as I remember, the motor came with it. So that's the best advice I can give you. Start at this end, work your way along. This whole housing will not come away, but you'll be able to take off the black housing, and next thing your motor is free. Now when it does come free, there's a little black plate. Let me try and zoom in again on this. Sorry for the really slow zoom, I must figure out how to use my camera properly. There's three very, very small screws holding that this black plate in place. So once the three of them are out, this guy comes away. There's a little rubber boot which mates up with the back of this guy. It sits in there. It sits in here. Sits into that little notch. So yeah, that comes away, and finally you've access to the rear of the motor and all the controls, and I'm guessing there's some power circuitry in here as well. The motor filter is just a bit of foam for all the world that comes off like this. If you want, there's another rubber boot, but I think you can just leave that on. So okay, what I found is, I'll just set this aside for now. I printed this off. It didn't come out too well, but when I opened it up, this is what I was presented with. So you can see from here all the way around to here and on to maybe about here, all the section that's actually, you can hardly say rust. The rest is like white corrosion. So The trouble was the guy left this sit for probably 2 months. So if you ever get water into electronics, the best thing you can do is open it up straight away, forget about putting it in right, get it open, and use something like IPA, which is isopropyl-alcohol, or rubbing alcohol, whatever you want to call it. And what I actually did is I just took a little bit on one of these ESD safe brushes, and got most of the gunk off as best I could. Now, of course, it's a double-sided PCB, so there's more components down in here that the brush can't get to. So in this case, to give this a proper clean, you'd actually have to desolder the motor in three different positions by the look of it. So it's just a big job, and it's you know, there's no guarantee. In this case, it'll be fixed. And even if I might try, when I have more time, I might try give it a rub of a soldering iron and actually just redo the worst of the solder joints and see if that brings anything back to life. But like, it's so badly corroded, even if it works, how long will it work for, you know? So so yeah, that's what I found. It's a pity because, like, as I was saying, this is like 400, maybe 450 euro model. Very difficult to get into, and from what I understand, spare parts are very hard, or probably impossible to come by. Now you can, where is it? This is the base. You can buy kind of sub-assemblies, like, you know, the floor, like you buy the whole, let me zoom that back out here. You can buy this whole section, but for example, if you wanted to buy the internal motor, that's a no-no. You're not going to be able to find that. And I'm guessing you'd have the same problem trying to get in with all these tamper-proof screws and plastic housing that just has all these tabs, and you know, it's very, very difficult to get into. So, and I hope the information I've given you is some benefit to you. And actually, if you have a similar Shark model, I'd love to know. Leave your comments leave your comments in the comment section. So, like, were you able to get into your machine, or did you just chuck it out or bring it to the recycling centre? Because lots of people are saying models like this in the last couple of years should almost be advertised as disposable, because, you know, I mean, parts are next to impossible to come by, and you're probably going to break something trying to get in there in the first place. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and I hope this video helped. And if it did, give a like and a subscribe. Okay, thanks. See ya. Bye.